Hi, welcome. Before we dive in, if you're serious about staying ahead in this once-in-a-lifetime financial shift, make sure you like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Republic. Hello, XRP Army, and welcome back to the Crypto Republic, your go-to channel for the latest high-energy updates in digital assets. Before we get started with today's business, make sure to smash that like button, ring that bell, and subscribe to the Crypto Republic, bringing you updates every day at 9 a.m., noon, and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What if the biggest financial shift of the decade was quietly happening right now in your pocket? Not a rumor, not speculation, but a what-if scenario that could reshape global money as we know it. Apple. Yes, the company you carry every day. The one that changed music, phones, and privacy. Imagine Apple integrating a system capable of bridging every currency, crypto, and digital assets seamlessly, powered by technology like Ripple's Interledger protocol. Picture this, a payment system where every dollar, euro, or token moves instantly across borders with zero friction. 1.5 billion devices worldwide becomes nodes in a single interoperable network. And it's all built on a foundation that already exists. Now consider the players around this hypothetical integration. Crypto.com filing for a national trust bank charter. Morgan Stanley preparing to onboard digital assets in 2026. Central banks experimenting with CBDCs. Each piece of the puzzle is aligning toward one vision, a future where crypto and traditional finance operate in unison. XRP isn't just a token. It becomes the liquidity layer, the bridge that allows this entire system to move. Bitcoin may be the digital gold, but XRP, that's the bloodstream moving trillions of value across networks. And what if Apple's silent incremental updates to Apple Pay already hinted at this future? One API here, one multi-asset transaction feature there, all quietly preparing the stage. Think about it this way. The evolution of money and information has always followed a pattern of revolutionary breakthroughs. In ancient Mesopotamia around 3000 BCE, e-merchant used clay tablets to record trades, the earliest form of standardized accounting, laying the foundation for commerce as we know it. Fast forward to the Roman Empire. They built roads and minted coins, creating a network that allowed value to move across continents, connecting economies like never before. Then in more recent history, the telegraph in the 1800s made information travel faster than any horse, reshaping markets. And in the 1970s, electronic trading transformed Wall Street, making capital movements instantaneous. Now imagine Apple devices and Ripple-style networks creating the same leap for money itself. Transactions that once took days like cross-border wire transfers could now settle in seconds. Invisible, frictionless, and programmable. It's like the telegraph met for money. Just as the internet made communication instantaneous and global, tokenized liquidity networks could make value move with the same immediacy. And the lesson throughout history is clear. Those who master the new rails early are the ones who write the financial history books. Apple has mastered ecosystems. iMessage, iCloud, AirDrop. Each product dominates by being seamless. Now imagine Apple Pay evolving from a simple mobile wallet into a universal interface for value transfer, USD, crypto, tokenized assets, and future digital currencies, all connected without you noticing the complexity underneath. That's where Interledger enters the story, a protocol capable of linting any financial network. In this what-if scenario, Apple would need to partner officially with Ripple. It could adopt open source standards backed by Ripple like infrastructure enabling billions of devices to participate in a global liquidity network. The implications monumental. Developers could create apps that leverage this infrastructure. Banks would have a seamless bridge to tokenize assets. Retail investors could interact with the next generation of finance without touching a crypto wallet. And institutional players, they'd gain a ready-made conduit for multi-asset transactions. Now think globally. Central banks testing programmable currencies in Asia. European regulators finalizing cross-border digital settlement frameworks. The US exploring instant payment networks. If Apple's infrastructure plugged into these systems, mainstream adoption of tokenized money could accelerate overnight. And for XRP, it sits at the center, hypothetically powering the bridge between all these currencies. Every transaction from your phone could run through these rails, invisible, instant and global. Institutional convergence. Here's where it gets really interesting and spicy. Wall Street isn't ignoring this. 9 trillion institutions like Morgan Stanley are preparing full crypto trading platforms. BlackRock CK, JP Morgan and Fidelity are expanding digital asset divisions. These movements aren't experiments. They're infrastructure plays. They're positioning to capture the next wave of capital flows. Meanwhile, Apple's what-if integration amplifies the effect. Retail investors think they're using Apple Pay like always, but every multi-asset transaction could be leveraging tokenized liquidity corridors. That's adoption on a scale the crypto world has never seen. And let's not forget governance. Regulators are now embracing blockchain because it's transparent, audible, and immutable. Fraud and illicit activity on-chain is statistically lower than traditional banking. In this scenario, Apple connecting to such networks could accelerate regulatory confidence, further legitimizing tokenized finance. Chainlink-style protocols could complement this system, moving verified data while Ripple-like rails move value. Together, they create a self-verifying financial ecosystem, fast, transparent, and borderless. The market implications and macro contact is amazing. Step back and look at the bigger picture here with me. Nasdaq and S&P reach all-time highs. Liquidity flows into risk assets. Historically, when equities surge, Bitcoin follows. And when Bitcoin moves, other digital assets follow suit. Imagine institutional capital finally flowing into tokenized systems, retirement funds, sovereign wealth funds, hedge funds, all moving trillions through interoperable networks. And Apple quietly has already built the consumer gateway. Michael Saylor talks about Bitcoin market caps in the tens of hundreds of trillions. Even if that seems far-fetched, the underlying point is real institutional-grade liquidity. Networks need a bridge. XRP is uniquely positioned to prove it. Even if that seems far-fetched, the underlying point is real institutional-grade liquidity. Networks need a bridge. XRP is uniquely positioned to provide it. While retail investors debate price predictions, the infrastructure, banks, tech giants, governments is quietly being built. This is the financial evolution in action, not hype. Here's the future vision. Think of it like this. The internet transformed communication. Ripple-like protocols could transform value transfer. Apple devices as nodes could make the ecosystem instantly accessible. Every in-app payment, every international transfer, every purchase could flow through tokenized rails, invisible, instant, and secure. Financial institutions upgrade rather than compete. Tech giants integrate rather than observe. Governments regulate to adopt rather than restrict. And retail. Investors gain unprecedented access to global liquidity. This is the convergence of technology, finance, and regulation. A synthesized global move towards interoperability, programmable money. So, what happens next, are you asking? Apple flicks the switch. Ripple-like rails power global transfers. Wall Street, tech giants, and central banks align under a single vision. Crypto doesn't remain a niche asset. It becomes a protocol. The economy itself invisible, seamless, and global. For investors, early understanding matters, not speculation insight. Those who see the rails being built, the patterns forming, the coordinated moves, they are positioned for the next phase. And while you tap pay on your Apple device, remember this. The next financial revolution could already be running in the background, silently, invisible, and faster than you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Crypto Republic. This opened your eyes. Smash that like button, ring the bell, leave a comment with your thoughts, turn on notifications, and most importantly, subscribe to the Crypto Republic, bringing you the truth about XRP, global banking moves, and the wealth transfer already unfolding. Don't just watch history happen. Stay informed, stay ahead, stay in the Republic.